Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Pride in Our Workforce, LGBTQ plus Employment and Engagement. October is LGBT History Month. We are happy to bring everyone together for today's event in partnership between Illinois LGBT Chamber of Commerce, Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, and Illinois WorkNet. We will hear from 3 hiring employers with various job openings across multiple industries. Each employer will speak for 15 minutes to give you information about their company and highlight current job openings as well as their engagement within the LGBTQ plus community. We will also hear from Illinois LGBT Chamber of Commerce about their involvement in the LGBTQ plus community and services they offer to businesses, along with details on the BIG program through the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity. If you have questions at any time, please type them into the chat and we will address them during the Q&A session taking place after all employers have presented. Today's session is being recorded and will be made available on Illinois WorkNet's YouTube channel, as well as in each of the employer booths for you to refer to at a later date. Now, I am pleased to introduce Deanna with the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity. Deanna?
Thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you everyone for being with us this afternoon. It is my distinct honor to introduce you to our first speaker of the afternoon, and we're just going to dive right in there. We're going to hear a little bit welcoming remarks as well as a little bit about the LGBT plus Chamber of Commerce. With no further ado, the director of the LGBT Chamber of Commerce, Jeremy Halston. Jeremy?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeremy Holston, pronouns he, him, his, and I am the director of the LGBT Chamber of Commerce of Illinois, located right here in Chicago. I'm super excited to be here with you this afternoon to, one, share a little bit more about who we are and how we support LGBTQ-owned businesses, as well as individuals who are employed or seeking an employment. And also excited mostly to be able to provide an opportunity to our members and our corporate partners to be able to talk about the great employment and career opportunities happening in their industries and at their company specifically. So just a little bit about our chamber. We are a statewide organization supporting the voices of nearly 50,000 LGBTQ business owners. Today, we have a network of 300 member businesses where we support all these individuals by providing them with access to marketing, networking, professional development, and advocacy. One of the most valuable resources that we provide LGBT-owned businesses is access to the LGBT Business Enterprise, which is available to those businesses that are 51% or more LGBT-owned, managed, and controlled. I'm super excited to have Skolnik Industries here with us today, which is a LGBT Business Enterprise certified business. We'll talk a little bit more later about the chamber and some of the resources that we offer. But again, super excited to be able to highlight our members and our partners. So huge thank you to them for taking the time out today. Skolnik, WipFli, and Advocate. Greatly appreciate all of you being here with us today and hope that you learn about an opportunity that fits your career interest or one that you might not have yet known about that inspires you to take some new directions today. So again, thank you so much for being here with us. And Diana, I'll go back to you.
Thank you so much, Jeremy. And thank you to the LGBT Chamber for partnering with us. We're super excited to be partnering with the Chamber for this event. So we're going to, get into the very next segment. As mentioned earlier, each employer will have about 15 minutes to present. We're going to start off with Advocate Aurora Health. And so what will be asked is that first, let us know a little bit of who you are. So Emily Sharp will be speaking on behalf of Advocate Aurora Health. So Emily, let us know who you are a little bit. Then let us know a little bit about the organization you're representing, as well as the services provided. And then lastly, the job opportunities that you have available right now. So Emily?
Thank you. I don't know, do you have the slide presentation that I sent? There we go. Perfect. Thank you. Well, good afternoon. My name is Emily Sharp. I have worked with Advocate Aurora Health now for 9 years. I am the manager of talent acquisition. I'm a proud member of the LGBTQ community myself, and I'm very excited to be here to present today. So to just talk a little bit about Advocate Aurora Health, if you could move to the next slide, please. We're quite a large organization. We have over 74,000 team members, over 10,000 volunteers, 83,000 or 8,300 physicians, and 3 million unique patients. And it's quite a large organization spreading throughout Wisconsin and Illinois on the eastern Wisconsin side and the northeastern Illinois side. If you could go to the next slide. So our purpose, we help people live well. It's pretty straightforward, and it's very exciting time right now. Obviously with COVID, we have a lot of involvement with helping people live well. If you could go to the next slide. I wanted to touch on our values. So we, as an organization, have 3 main values that we that serve as our core values. Excellence, we're a top performer in all that we do. Compassion, we unselfishly care for others. And respect, we value the unique needs and preferences of all people. When talking a little bit about our open positions, actually, if you could go to the next slide. We have quite a few open positions. There is, at any given time, anywhere from probably 3,000 to 4,000 openings within our organization. So not only are we looking for those clinical roles, we actually have quite a few clinical positions. And we realize that, you know, there are probably some people on here that may have some of these qualifications. They may be certified, they may be registered as a nurse, they may be a certified medical assistant or a nursing assistant, surgical tech, people in allied health like the radiology and all of the imaging areas, respiratory therapy, rehab therapies, PT, OT, physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech and language therapy, and then patient care companions, as well as COVID testing. We also have quite a few non-clinical positions. So, you know, a lot of people don't realize that healthcare is not just nurses and people with licensure or previous healthcare experience. We have contact center representative positions. We have patient service rep positions, patient registrars. We do sometimes look for some experience in those positions, but some of those positions we are willing to take somebody that does not necessarily have that exact experience, but does have good, strong customer service skills. We have positions in security. We have positions in information technology and housekeeping, in food service. And honestly, a lot of our openings right now in housekeeping and food service and these areas are so highly critical and very important to our organization because of, you know, obviously these are patient facing roles. So we do look for strong customer service experience. We look for individuals that are passionate about what they do. But right now we realize is a time where people are maybe intimidated to come into the healthcare setting because of COVID. And so I work from home. So this is my home office. We do have roles that do allow you the opportunity to work from home. We do have front-facing positions. We have behind-the-scenes positions. It is an important time for healthcare right now to get all the help that we can get. And leveraging specifically the LGBTQ community is something that I'm proud to be a part of again. And to be able to do this today, I think is very, very exciting. So we do have, like I said, quite a few openings. I see that there's a question on there if there's openings in the Chicago area. Absolutely. We do have inpatient and outpatient settings. So inpatient meaning the hospital settings. You know, we have Illinois Masonic in Chicago, but you know, even in the suburbs as well, we have Lutheran General Hospital, Good Shepherd Hospital, we have Good Samaritan Hospital, Sherman Hospital, Condell in the Chicagoland area. That's not all of them, but there is definitely a strong presence in the inpatient setting. And then we also have outpatient setting positions. Those are our clinics. We have clinics throughout the Illinois and Chicagoland area. So we are very excited, like I said, to be here today. I'm hoping that some of you are interested in taking a look at opportunities within our organization. Speaking from my perspective personally, I couldn't be happier to work with Advocate Aurora Healthcare. It is an organization that I feel strongly embraces diversity. In fact, we are on a diversity journey. right now, and it is truly an exciting time. It's not something that we take for granted. It's not something that's put by the wayside. In fact, we are doubling down on all of our diversity initiatives right now. So very excited to be a part of that. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I wanted to get on here, see if there was any questions for me, talk if anybody had any questions about Advocate Aurora Health.
Thank you so much, Emily. If you have questions, if you're joining us by Zoom, please put them in the chat box. If you're joining us by Facebook, please put them in the comment section. We'll go ahead and answer questions in the Q&A after each employer has presented. Thank you, Emily, for sharing your personal story, as well as all the job opportunities. There's tons of job opportunities. I wasn't expecting that many, so it's amazing to hear the amount of job opportunities. And there's a spectrum, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And one really quick point, I forgot that last slide I had in there is our website. If you're able to go back to that, careers.aah.org is where I would encourage you to go and take a look. And you can learn a little bit about the different career areas. There's different tabs in there where you can see on our benefits, on our culture, different events, and then obviously be able to do a job search based off of what you might be interested in. There are just so many unique opportunities, and I definitely would give us an opportunity if you're out there and looking for a job right now. It is a really phenomenal place to work, and just knowing that we're here to take care of people on a day-to-day basis gives me a lot of pride and joy in what I do. You know, I don't touch patients on a day-to-day, but what I do directly influences patient care, and that's every role in our organization. So I'm very passionate about it. And if you're interested and you have passion like that to help others, I mean, this is a phenomenal place to work.
Thank you, Emily. And I think it's important to say if you need a job, we all need jobs, right? We all need some kind of income to get through. But finding a place where you actually like to work, where you get up and know that you want to go there, is extremely important, and sometimes rare. So it's great to hear, Emily, that you love the culture there. You know, not only what you do, but the culture is positive and is welcoming. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
So again, if you have questions, feel free, if you're joining us by Zoom, to put it in the chat box. Questions for Emily, questions for Jeremy on the LGBT Chamber of Commerce, etc. We'll move on to our next employer. Zach Dabbas is with Whitfield Digital. So Zach, just quickly again, let us know a little bit about who you are, and then a little bit about the business, and then the services that the business offers, and then the job opportunities. So no further ado, Zach.
Sounds great. Is my video coming through? I can't quite tell. Okay, cool. Awesome. Hey, everybody. Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me here today. My name is Zach, and I am originally from Ohio and moved to Chicago about 12 years ago with a company I founded called Punchkick Interactive. And for about 14 years, we built custom software. We built mobile apps, mobile websites, desktop sites, a lot of digital strategy, and a lot of the kind of discovery that goes into making sure that the projects we're building are really successful. And so did that for a long time with a group of people who I just adore, super diverse group. I think when we joined WipFli, we were 38% LGBT. So it was a really, really big deal. For us, I'm a member of the community as well, so it's something I really care about. And this March, we were acquired by WipFli. And so I'll tell you a little bit about WipFli, and then I'll just kind of jump through this deck for you real quickly and then talk about kind of where the future is. So WipFli is a top 20 accounting firm, and they are really a phenomenal group of people who love their clients, love doing really good work on the finance, tax, audit side, but they've seen a real opportunity in digital, and they really want to make a name for themselves in digital. So they acquired us in March, we joined the firm, and we are together building what will be WipFli Digital. And that is a brand that will be launching hopefully this year, maybe early next year, but with a slightly different look and feel than WipFli. And so my whole team came over, and we all now work with WipFli, and we do what we've always done. So I say we dive into this deck here. And am I able to control this at all? I don't think so.
Zach, this is Daniel. Just tell me to move to the next screen and I will do so.
Go right ahead. Next one, please. You can skip that. Okay, there we go. So I'm showing you the punch cake deck that we have because, as I said, a new brand is coming out. So we are busy bringing that brand to life. So in the meantime, we're still using the punch cake content. So this is pretty much what we do. We build custom digital products to solve challenges. We can go to the next slide. And like I mentioned, if you look at the right side of the screen, we do a lot of things on the custom software side. So iOS apps, Android apps, websites. And then on the left side, you'll see some of the digital strategy engagements that we take on. So we do product design, we do usability testing, we do persona development. Those are all things that we do to really understand the end user so that we are building custom software that we know is going to be a success. Next slide, please. Here's just some of us in action. We're about 32 today. I actually should know the number. And we've just been we got in very early in mobile, racked up a client roster that I couldn't even believe. If we go to the next slide, actually, I think we'll see some of those logos on there. That is not showing up properly, but I promise you that's a beautiful slide. Normally, I don't know what's happening here. But yeah, so we've worked with some of the best. We designed and developed the Marriott flagship app from the ground up. We built career sites for Nike. We have worked with Tribune, Allstate, just some great names. And we're just really proud of the work we do. Next slide, please. And just, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, what matters most to us is making our clients' lives easier and making end users really happy with the products we design and develop. And I think if we go to the last slide, there is just a photo of me. Hi, that's me. So let me shift gears and kind of talk about WipFli and the opportunities there. So WipFli is historic. It's traditionally an accounting firm, like I mentioned. And so they are really making an effort to be more diverse and more inclusive and really putting their money where their mouth is. And so I joined the firm. They have recently launched a WipFli Pride group, which is really fun. A lot of active members. I think that's how I got introduced to this opportunity. And WipFli is doing all it can to help support people in positions of leadership to spread the word. And so as we grow, we are definitely looking for smart, talented, diverse people who bring lots of different walks of life to the table. I mean, I'm preaching to the choir here, but there is probably nothing more enjoyable than working with a group of people who's really different and has different backgrounds. And the output of the work that you get is just incredible. And I'm living proof of that. Punch Kick did some incredible things, and we were quite a motley crew of people and all different walks, and it was really great. And so WipFli is putting a lot of teeth into that. And so we're doing a lot of hiring right now. There are plenty of positions on the traditional accounting and finance side. I'm a little bit less familiar with that, and I would encourage you to check out WipFli career site. You can't miss it when you visit the site. And then on the digital side, we are hiring big time. So Android engineers, iOS engineers, designers, project managers, lots of different roles, and lots of different roles at lots of different levels. So we, whether you're super senior and you can bring a lot to the table, or you're, starting out more younger in your career and you want to find a place to call home, WipFli and WipFli Digital are a really great place for that, because it's the kind of company where people stay for a long time. They really like it. The vibe is really positive. And more than anything, despite it being a really big company, it feels pretty small, and you can still have a really strong impact and make a difference. And so for those reasons, I'd say check it out. Check out what we do. My email address is on here. Feel free to shoot me a note. Check out the career site. If you see any opportunity that interests you, shoot me a note, apply, tell them I sent you. I'm happy to help in any way I can.
Thank you so much, Zach. I love that you shared the statistic that when you started Whitfield, it was 30% LGBT. That's amazing.
Yeah. We really
and it might be higher now, who knows? But it's great that at least at that time you were coming in, you already knew it was a safe space. It was a great space to work in. And it's amazing that they have a pride group. I think that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
Again, if you have questions, please put it in the chat box. If you're joining us by Facebook, please put it in the columns, in the comment section. Sorry. We're gonna now pivot to our last employer. It's Skolnik Industries, Dean Riker. So Dean, quickly, you could just tell us a little bit who you are, a little bit about your business, as well as the services your business offers, and then the job opportunity that you have.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dean Ricker, and I'm president of Skolnik Industries. So, but before I get started, I just want to say the award for best background today goes to Emily. How about all that Cubs gear? So, nice job there, Emily.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done. So, Skolnik Industries, we are one of only a very few LGBT certified manufacturing companies in the United States. And it's something that we're very proud of. We're a member, of course, of the local chamber, and then also active with the national chamber as well. So we're located on the southwest side of Chicago. We've got 2 manufacturing plants. Our basic product is a steel drum, which, you know, like a barrel that you see all over the place. But we really veer off from there, and we specialize in a lot of packaging for the industrial market for a lot of things that are very dangerous. So nuclear material, all sorts of work in the radioactive arena. And then on the far end from that, we do a lot of stainless steel for the wine industry. We're doing a lot of stainless steel now for the cannabis markets. And then we do everything in between. So pharmaceuticals, food. Lately with the coronavirus, a lot of our customers are folks like 3M, Dow, Procter & Gamble. So a lot of things related to hand sanitizers. And then, of course, a lot of stainless steel for the pharmaceutical market. And we're very proud to be working with a lot of the companies that are working to develop vaccines. So I like to say that I can walk into your house, open up the cabinet below your sink and your refrigerator and point out numerous products that at some point in their life have touched one of our packages. So in terms of jobs, well, knock on wood, we're busy, which I'm very proud to say that, as a lot of folks these days are not. So we're hiring. We've got a lot of positions open in a lot of different fields. So we've got sales positions that are open, customer service. In our shipping department, we've got a shipping clerk position that's open. And then also on the skilled side, maintenance positions, which we're looking for, welders, press operators, forklift drivers. So pretty much across the board in our operation, we're looking for good folks to join our team. One thing, and people have talked about it earlier, is culture. And it's something that I'm really proud of at our organization. And culture is always, it's kind of one of those hard things that's tried to put into words and to define. But you know the culture of the company when you open the door and you're greeted by people. And we really believe that people do their best, you know, when they bring their authentic selves to work. And this is one of the reasons that we're a member of the National Chamber. It's one of the reasons that we're an LGBT owned business. And we really broke ground. I think that in the manufacturing arena in the United States, it's still kind of, I think, what people would refer to as, for lack of a better term, kind of, you know, macho or old world. And, you know, we wanted to break ground and let folks know that it's not like that anymore. And we're really proud of that. So we've got a great company here. We've got about 110 employees. We sell all around the world. And we like to think, well, we don't like to think, we know that our products actually keep people safe, because if we don't do our job, bad things can happen. So we take what we do very seriously, and we're very proud of what we do. So that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dean. And kudos to you, because this is Manufacturing Month as well. So
Yes.
bravo. because it's actually October is
you.
Manufacturing Month. So I'm super excited that you're joining us today, and thank you for sharing all that information. We'll now jump into the Q&A. So feel free to ask Jeremy questions regarding the chamber, Zach, Emily, Dean, any questions about their businesses. Feel free to put it in the chat box or on Facebook. So our first question is for you, Dean. Do you hire and train women? How many women work for Skolnik?
Absolutely, yes. And we actually have got women throughout our company in positions from the executive team and on our factory floor. So and I think it's something that we've really worked on because typically in manufacturing, traditionally, I mean, again, I hate to say it, but a lot of people think it's a man's job, and we've really worked to fight that perception, and we've actively recruited women to work on our plant. So it's like kind of like people used to think, well, women can't work in construction, and all of those old stereotypes, and we're working hard to break those. So yes. Oh, and I think then there was the number. I'd have to sit down and count. So I don't know it right off the top of my head.
No problem. Thank you so much for sharing that. Let's see. There was Zach, this is for you. Would you be interested in beginning an apprenticeship program, or does Whitfield have apprenticeship programs?
So that's a really good question. So WipFli definitely does campus recruiting on the tax and audit side, like the finance side of the firm, big time. That's a big part of WipFli and their growth strategy. They love people coming in early and really growing with the firm. On the digital side, I would say I'm not sure whether or not that's something that is formally in process, but I don't see why it couldn't be something that for the right candidates, there could be an opportunity for. So I'm sorry that I don't really know on the digital front what that looks like. I don't think there are any open positions within my team or some of the teams that I've seen within digital that are looking for apprenticeship. But again, if you're hungry and you've got the drive, reach out and let's make it happen.
Hey, Diane, I'd love to just add something to that. Love the question about apprenticeship. One thing that I was just secretly messaging our panelists about was a event that we're actually hosting on November 5th that we'll be co-hosting with the Cook County Workforce Partnership. We'll actually be talking about resources around apprenticeships and employee training. So definitely Dean, Emily, and Zach. And if there are any other business owners, industry leaders here, we definitely invite you to join us on that day. We will be joined by a number of people, including a representative from Aon, who will be talking about the apprenticeship program that they have available. So again, it's a really great program and resource for companies that are looking to diversify their talent pipeline, as well as being able to tap into some resources to offset some of that cost as well. So we hope that anyone who's interested in being a partner to some of that employee diversity and inclusion, we'd love to be a partner with you in that process. For us, one of the exciting things about potentially creating apprenticeship programs is right now, particularly for LGBTQ folks here in Chicago, there are not, to my knowledge, any specific programs where a person can, or specifically as an LGBTQ person in a program, you can go through to get training, and then in that training with a job, and also being able to get paid while you get that training. Some of the other programs are where you go through the training, you get a certification, you're not getting paid during that training, and there is no guaranteed job at the end of that training. And so obviously, as we all know, a lot of us don't have the ability to go through training if we don't have, if we're not getting paid for it. And so apprenticeships are a great way to be able to get people into some of those great jobs. And so we love to partner with anyone in learning more about that opportunity and helping to expand those resources. So But I see we have another question for Zach.
Yeah, and before we go there, I saw that Julio, our Deputy Director for the Office of Employment and Training, wanted to jump in from the Department of Commerce. So Julio, I'll let you jump in and we'll take the next question right after that. You're on mute, Julio. Oh, you're still on mute.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay.
Mhm.
So first of all, I want to just thank our three businesses for, your presentations. It's been great. The other thing I just wanted to emphasize on the apprenticeship programs, we actually have groups that will work with your company specifically to help you set them up. And the other icing on the cake is the state offers a tax credit to every employer who starts an apprentice program. So for each apprentice, you can get a tax credit of $3,000 if you pick an apprentice from an underrepresented group, like in manufacturing women or just other groups. LGBT would fall into that category. That gives you an additional $2,000. So you could get a total of a $5,000 tax credit that can go to the training of your apprentice as part of your apprenticeship program. So, and thank you, Jeremy, because you did the plug, and they'll learn more about all the opportunities. But I specifically wanted to mention, we have $5 million set aside right now for supporting companies that start apprenticeship programs. So, so definitely something you should take advantage of. So shameless plug, sorry, wanted to make sure you all knew that though.
Thank you, Julio. So the next question is for Zach. What kind of skills and training are needed to work at Punch Kick?
Cool. Yeah, great question. And I'll answer that the formal way, and then I'll answer that the real world way. The formal answer is, depending on the role, you'll want a degree in that field. So if you're an engineer, a software engineer, you might have a degree in IT or computer programming, computer science. And if you're a designer, you might have gone to design school and you have a degree in design. Project management has different kinds of certifications. That's like the formal answer. The real answer to me is the beauty of what we do in building software and doing design work is that so often we can see your portfolio or some of the work you've done, and that will matter way more than anything else. So in 100% candor, I don't know where anyone on my team, like all 30 something of us, I don't know where anyone went to school, and I don't know anyone's degree, and I personally don't care. When you apply to a job, if you're a designer, send your portfolio. That does the talking. If you're an engineer, send us code samples you've created or apps or websites you've built. That's honestly what we look for in our space, because we can kind of get away from guessing. We can kind of get a little more objective in our hiring. So I would say if you're good at what you do and you're passionate about it, who cares where you went to school? Reach out on LinkedIn, send your portfolio out, be a hustler and get your name in front of people. And you'd be surprised how well it works. We've had people on our team who were flown out to Apple's headquarters to work on a new piece of hardware that wasn't even released. And I couldn't tell you where they went to school. I mean, we have no idea. Their credentials couldn't have mattered less. So yeah, I hope that helps.
Thank you so much, Zach. The next question is for Dean. This question is from Facebook. How many shifts are you running in your plant right now? I think you're muted.
Sorry, what was the question?
The question is, how many shifts are you running in the manufacturing plant?
One shift. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So you're running one shift? Okay.
Oh boy.
Do you mind sharing? Is it from like 7?
I'm having.
Oh, sorry.
I'm having connectivity issues. I'm going to log out and get back in. So
okay.
I'll be right back.
The next question was for the 3, and so we'll start with Emily. Name one benefit of working at your location, or maybe 1 or 2 that you find is like the benefits of working there.
I mean, we obviously have a full benefits package, the standard benefits, health, medical, dental, vision, all of that, a generous paid time off package, retirement program. We have phenomenal benefits. But honestly, when it comes down to it in healthcare, it's the people. It comes down to the people that we work with. I can't stress enough the teams that I work with. I couldn't work with better people, So just from a giving, from a understanding perspective, from an open-mindedness perspective, and just from getting along, we work very hard, so we have a lot of fun too.
Thank you, Zach.
Yeah, I'd echo a lot of the same sentiments. I mean, prior to joining WipFli, we were on Crane's Best Places to Work. So like culture is everything to us. I mean, we are so close, it's almost ridiculous. And I would say that what I like about WipFli, I think one of the benefits is that like, there's a lot of different teams there and a lot of them have their own little culture, their own dynamics. So you can kind of find a home for you that makes a lot of sense. But within our team, it's all about loving what you do and doing really, really good work, but also not taking it so seriously. We're not curing cancer. So having fun and enjoying and just working in a place that feels completely safe and like you can put your guard down. And I think maybe the biggest benefit to me is that it's truly a place where you can bring your whole self to work. And I think, that's just everything to me is like, I don't want to have a division between who I am at work and who I am at home. I just want to be the same guy all the time. So I get to do that there. And I hopefully encourage that with everyone I work with too.
Thank you. Dean, the question is, name 1 or 2 benefits of working at your location. So as Skolnik. Well, you're the boss, so.
That's right, I'm the boss. So, I think for a lot of folks, we're a refuge, and we've got a lot of people who've gone to work for some of the really big manufacturing companies, and I won't name any names, but they have a tough time being themselves. And we've gotten some amazingly talented people because we embrace everybody and who they are. So I think that's pretty special.
Thank you so much. Actually, let's have that question for Jeremy too. Jeremy, what would you say is 1 or 2 benefits for the chamber?
Well, I'll answer that from, I guess, 2 ways. In terms of working here, I guess, it's really just the work that we do. One of the things that makes me the most excited about working here at the Chamber is that we are the only organization exclusively focused on talking about entrepreneurship in the LGBTQ plus community. Of course, we love the idea of people having great jobs, quality paying jobs where they can show up, be themselves, and do great work. But we also know the value that entrepreneurship has, that being a business owner has. Dean, for example, is now employing nearly 100 to 150 people. So the idea that, you can be someone who has the potential with any kind of business to eventually grow it and then be able to employ 5, 10, 100 people who are from your community, who look like you, who face some of the similar challenges, you really being able to, us being able to support those people in changing their communities. In terms of, I think, just being a member and part of our network, I think we provide some great resources and support to business owners and really also just individuals. For people who are looking for employment, if you go to our website, our members do post jobs there. I was just looking, there are 2 jobs posted now. There's a Prince digital advertising sales representative, as well as a wine sales associate. So 2 very unique opportunities available. And so our members, they get the great opportunity to be a part of our network, to build relationships, to build bridges, to be able to promote their business through the resources that we offer. And then for sure, being able to tap into that certification for LGBT-owned businesses, allowing them to be able to stand out just a little bit more when they're trying to go after corporate or government contracts.
Thank you, Jeremy. The next question is for Emily. What recommendations do you have for anyone trying to apply for Aurora, Advocate Aurora Health?
That is a really great question. You know, being the size that we are, there's no doubt that we get a lot of applications on a daily basis. We're looking at thousands of applications. We have a team of over 100 in recruitment alone, trying to get through the applicant flow and individuals applying. However, I would recommend to anybody, obviously apply, but don't just give up at one time. There might be other people ahead of you in the process. It has nothing to do with you as a candidate. They just had maybe applied before you and maybe are in the process really quick and getting an offer, right? We want you to keep applying. I would say limit it to about 3 a week. You don't want to over apply, because we do see that at times where people will apply 20, 30, 40 times, and we say, well, hold on, you know, don't want to do that. But definitely, you know, be persistent on that front. And then obviously having a great resume, making sure that you detail your work history in your resume so that we know. Be thorough with your application so that we really understand your work history, especially for a lot of the entry level jobs, because it's really difficult, you know, to set people apart just because of customer service experience. It varies. So be detailed about what you've done, how it could relate to the job that you're applying for. We do post the positions with all of the qualifications on there. So definitely take a look at those qualifications and match it up with your experience and tailor your application to that role so that you are considered.
Thank you, Emily.
Mhm.
Jeremy, this question's for you. Are there events held by the LGBT Chamber that the general public can attend virtually, or events primarily for businesses within the Chamber?
Yeah, so thanks for the question. Our events are open both to members and non-members, LGBTQ and ally individuals. So yes, typically, so last year in our what we knew as our normal, we hosted or co-hosted about 70 events. This year, even with COVID, we're at about 50 or so events this year. We actually have 2 events coming up, and so I'll drop those in the chat section here in a moment. We, of course, as an LGBTQ organization, we know that we are made up by so many different dynamic and diverse voices. So this year, but this year for sure, we set to have 3 events as part of our affinity networking groups. And so we have 3 different affinity networking groups targeting Black, Latinx, and women groups. And so actually in November, we will have a conversation for women in the community. And so I know that one will be, the conversation will center around women and women's body and COVID and business and how these intersect. And then we'll have a Latinx conversation as well, where we'll be highlighting some Latinx business owners. And so those are designed really for business owners, professionals, really anyone who's wanting to network, to learn, to navigate with other people who share a similar background as themselves. And so they're great for just general networking. So for example, some of those affinity networking groups are sponsored by Molson Coolers or Groupon. And so they tend to also join us at these events to also talk about employment opportunities that they have available. So again, if you are looking for employment opportunities, those events would be great for you to also join to see what opportunities they might have available. So yeah, feel free to check out our website. We have events all the time, including on December 1st, when we will be wrapping up our year with our winter soiree. We're doing a virtual event where everyone gets an awesome tote bag full of an awesome bottle of wine, some tacos, some other goodies. Where $10 from each ticket will also go to the AIDS Foundation of Chicago. December 1st is World AIDS Day, so we are excited to be a partner in helping AIDS Foundation get to zero by 2030 for HIV here in Illinois. So yes, please join us, and we hope to see all of you there soon.
Thank you. Jeremy, we had 2 follow-up and then we just got a bunch of questions. Quickly, your follow-up questions were, what services does the LGBT chamber provide to businesses? And then do businesses have to be LGBT owned in order to be a member, or can they be LGBT friendly or an ally to be a member?
Yeah. So you do not have to be LGBTQ owned to be a member of our chamber. You do have to be inclusive or an ally of the community to be a member. So that is the main priority. So inclusive, an ally, or an LGBTQ person. In terms of resources, we really build them around a couple of sort of core resources. So marketing is one of them. If you are a member of our chamber, you have the opportunity to be featured in our online directory. And so if I was someone looking for an LGBTQ manufacturer here in Illinois, I would Google that and would come to our directory and would eventually and would find Skolnik as an opportunity. So it's a great place to have a description, logos, photos, links to your website, your social media, listed as a LGBT owned or ally business. We also do a number of special events or marketing opportunities throughout the year as well. We do a expo each year where businesses can come and showcase their products and services. We also participate in the Pride Parade where businesses can be sponsored. We also do a Shop Pride initiative, again, providing some more marketing outreach. Again, networking is another core focus. In our old formal time, we did a mix and mingle every second Tuesday. We still do a number of events now, but again, one of our core focuses is making sure that you have the opportunity to network, come together, build those relationships, and have those conversations. Again, also advocacy. So you have that opportunity for us to champion your issues and your causes as an LGBTQ business owner. But you also have the opportunity to get connected to the LGBT Business Enterprise certification. So as Dean said, his business is certified as an LGBT business enterprise. And so what that means is that companies like Advocate and WipFli, when they are looking to spend their dollars, many companies have a goal to spend with diverse owned businesses. And so to be eligible for those dollars, your business must be certified. And so that certification just means that someone has confirmed that you are actually owned by that demographic or that community, and you're not just throwing your hat into the ring and saying that you are. And so it's a great leg up in being able to start those conversations and building those relationships to be able to get those contracting opportunities. And so we help businesses access that certification as well. And really a whole wide range of resources. But I'm sure if anyone wants to hear some members' experiences, maybe we could ask Dean about some of the benefits that he's been able to gain from being a member of the chamber.
Dean, would you like to respond?
Sure. So, I think the best examples for us are like in terms of business opportunities. So, for example, we knew that we were a good match for doing business with Procter & Gamble. So trying to get an appointment with Procter & Gamble on a good day for many companies is unbelievably difficult. So as a member of the chamber, you can make contacts with their diversity officer, who then contacts the purchasing person. And it doesn't guarantee you business, but boy, does it sure open doors. And it's been very helpful for us. And the other thing is we were doing a lot of business with companies that had, programs set up where they wanted to do business with LGBT-owned businesses, but they didn't know that we were certified. So just letting them know so that they can take credit for it, but it also really strengthens our relationship with those customers. So lots of benefits all around for us.
Our next question is from LinkedIn, and it's for you, for Dean and Zach. What does the hiring process look like at your respective organizations? We'll start with Dean.
Well, it starts with sending in a resume and, making sure your skills are aligned for the job that you're looking for. And then first thing is an interview with HR. These days, a lot of that is done via Zoom. And, depending on the type of job, eventually you'd come in for socially distant, interviews. We show you around, make sure this is the right thing for you. And so that's kind of the process. Nothing too fancy.
Zach?
Same, very similar. Find the, you'll see the jobs on the website, and sometimes people are posting them on LinkedIn and Twitter, and you apply, and then someone will reach out. And I'm pretty sure we can do the whole process virtually. I mean, the last 2 people we brought on, I haven't met in person. So it can be totally virtual, but it depends on the role. For some roles, it's interviewing you and checking out your work, and that can be enough. For other roles, more senior roles, there might be like a development challenge or like a little mini work session that we'll do together as a group to see how you think through complex situations involving technology, but it's all very, very standard.
Anna, if I could ask a follow-up question to that. So for all 3 of the businesses, so would love to hear how your companies are responding to, I guess cannabis. How are you reviewing candidates in this current climate? How does that impact, I guess, opportunities with your companies?
Let's start with Dean, because I know Dean is doing a little bit with cannabis for his industry.
Yeah, well, we sell to them.
Right, you sell to them. Sorry, I should.
Yeah. So it's been interesting because we kind of stumbled into that market. But when you stop and think about it, a lot of their processes are similar to all of our other customers, right? So they're making candy, chocolate, lotions, potions, and we sell all of those industries. So there's just natural alignment there. So so that happened. But I think on your question, as a federal contractor, we do drug testing, but we dropped the marijuana panel. So yep, it's time.
Thank you, Dean. Emily?
I'll leave my personal opinions aside for this one, but being a healthcare organization, we don't have a lot of say-so in that. We do have a drug screening requirement for the job. So that's still in place. However, I do know that, for medicinal purposes, I know there's different things that can be looked at for that. It is something that we took very seriously, obviously, when Illinois decided to move forward with the new laws, and it's been very challenging to that extent to make that decision. However, times are changing, things are changing, and I think that that's just a matter of time before healthcare decides to, go down that avenue. But we're not alone in healthcare with that thought. We did compare ourselves to so many other organizations when those laws came out, just to try to make sure that we were following the trend in healthcare. So that's where we currently stand. It is part of our screening process.
Thank you, Emily. Zach?
I wasn't drug tested. I don't think we drug test at WipFli. I mean, don't quote me on that. I don't think we do, though. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
No, well, thank you all. The next question's from LinkedIn for Jeremy. Does the LGBT Chamber have a list of job openings on the Chamber site?
We do. Yes. If you were to go to our website, which is lgbtcc.com, right under sort of the main banner, you will see some boxes. One of those boxes says jobs, and you can click there, and you'll be able to see the jobs there. And so, again, that's one of those things where you for sure, want to check back regularly. It's one of those places where we, encourage our members to utilize and to post their jobs. And so every now and then, just check back and see what updates might be available. You can also, on our website, you can sign up for our newsletter where we do post the jobs there as well. So either go to I would encourage you to do both. Go to the website and view the jobs there. Then while you're also there, be sure to sign up for the newsletter so you can be informed when new opportunities become available.
Thank you. So this question is for Dean, but I'll also open it up to anyone else who wants to answer after Dean. What kind of challenges do LGBT businesses often experience?
Well, I guess there's two ways to answer that question. One is, just the normal everyday ones that all businesses face. But I think that from the angle of the question, do we face discrimination out there because we're an out business? And I think we're lucky to say that we really we've never lost a customer because we're an LGBT-owned business. I know some folks have said some nasty stuff to us. You get comments from some people, but for the most part, I think it's always helped our business. And frankly, if somebody doesn't like us for who we are, I don't want their business anyway. So screw them. How's that?
I was basically going to say the same thing. It's really, what Dean said, the issues are for all businesses really the same across the board. But then there are those instances where, Skolnik is very fortunate that it has this history and this culture of being LGBTQ owned and known and certified. And so, of course, hopefully that sets them up in a situation where, no situations would arise where someone would come back and say, oh, I just learned this. And so, for other people who are, especially for new and growing businesses, you can see some challenges there. Oftentimes limited access to capital. People don't often have the background, the resources to be able to just up and start a new business with the funds that are required. We don't always have the network of people to be able to successfully get those contacts, to build those relationships. It's a lot of the general things that when you think about a marginalized or discriminated community and the challenges they have in terms of information, making those first steps, knowing who to contact, knowing how to move forward, a lot of those challenges are really the same. But we'd love to be a partner in helping people overcome those challenges if they're having them.
And Zach, I saw your hand. Did you want to say something?
Oh, no, I was just using the reactions. I was indeed a clap for what he posted earlier. I totally.
Sorry about that.
No, I just couldn't agree more. If someone doesn't like it, bye, on to the next.
Awesome. So this one's from Emily. This one's from Facebook. Which vaccines are required for your healthcare workers?
So we do require certain immunizations, obviously. And I'm not an occupational health person by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not even clinical by any stretch of the imagination, but we do require flu shots every year for our current team members. We also require that you had your standard, Tdap and your TB testing and things like that there is a history there. Upon hire, people do go through that occupational health process and they work through that with individuals. And if you haven't had the things that are required, they will make sure you get them.
Thank you, Emily. This one's for Jeremy. It's from Facebook. What kind of support does the Chamber provide LGBTQ plus nonprofits?
Sure. So for nonprofits, we would be, a great resource in terms of helping you to network with local businesses and to build some of those relationships. Again, with as a member, you would also have a profile on our website. So member businesses and anyone on our directory will be able to learn about you and hopefully be able to begin that partnership and building a relationship with you. We are also fortunate to have relationships with companies like Advocate and WipFli, and even Skolnik, where a lot of them are looking for volunteer opportunities for their employees. And so you would be sort of in their wheelhouse. You'd be someone that we could suggest. A lot easier for them to reach out to see where there might be opportunities available. Again, like other members, you'd be able to use our website to post any jobs, any deals, or any events that you're hosting as well. So we would be an additional great resource in helping you to leverage what you already have going on, as well as just being able to network and build relationships with LGBTQ and ally individuals who would be likely willing to support your mission.
Thank you. I think I have one more question. I don't think many more. Does your entity pay for individuals to be trained?
Is that for anybody?
Yeah, I think that they just left it open. So
Yeah, we absolutely. The second you start with us, starting from your first day of orientation, the hours that you work are paid.
Zach or Dean?
You said what was the question again? It was paid for.
If they paid for training, or like if they're in training, do they get paid for those hours? So Emily answered it both ways. Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. I mean, anyone who comes on to WipFli, anyone who joins the team is being paid. And also we have a really, really nice program where associates, I don't know at what level, can have things like school and different things covered, reimbursed by WipFli. And somebody on my team who started in March just had his master's degree approved to be paid for by WipFli. So really, they've got some really cool opportunities like that.
Yeah, and we also do offer that tuition reimbursement as well, which is a really cool program for us, especially in the nursing component. If we have somebody that starts, we've got a lot of success stories of people that have started in food service or housekeeping roles or registrar roles that they've gone back to school and had school paid for and have become nurses. So it's really exciting program that we offer.
An answer for us is yes as well. We also do tuition reimbursement, and then we have a lot of factory equipment that is super sophisticated, way over my head, and requires, all sorts of training. And we pay for folks to go and attend that training and pay for the training.
Thank you. I don't see any other. There's just one question that came earlier, but I decided to hold off on it. So this is going to be the last question unless something comes in while we're answering. Feel free to skip the question if you don't want to answer it. They asked a non-workforce question. Do you attend Pride? We'll start with Emily.
Yeah, absolutely. We have typically have a float in the parade every year. Myself personally, I was very excited to be a part. I live in Aurora, so I was part and helped facilitate the first Aurora Pride a few years back. So it was so exciting being part of this town and growing up here. I was thrilled that my community finally was, really starting to open up and increase the LGBT community.
Zach?
I don't know if WipFli formally does something for Pride. I have to believe they'd be super open to it if somebody drove the charge, but I joined in March, and this year, of course, there was no Pride, which I was devastated about. But every year I've ever been with my team, I mean, the whole lot of us go to Pride every summer and just have a blast. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite times of the summer. So yeah, I do think, I think WipFli would be really, really open to sponsoring or doing something on that front. They take this stuff really seriously, which is a big part of why I like the firm so much.
Dean?
So absolutely, yes. And for years and years, back when the parade route used to be longer, I used to live at Addison and Broadway, where those balconies are above Joe's. So we had front row seats for years. But our dream as a business, we like dreaming of having a float in the parade. And we'd like to get our drums on there and paint them rainbow colors. So
Nice.
someday when the parade's back, we'd love to do that.
And then Jeremy, do you want to add anything before we move on to that question?
So yes, so the Chamber also does annually participate in the Pride Parade. We normally have a double-decker trolley, and we invite members to join us, and so it's a really great experience. And so hopefully we'll see you all out there next year.
And then I have to share this because Emily put this in the chat. So they had a drive-by parade in Aurora.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we actually had houses decorate for Pride, and so they got put on a map, and you could drive by. And so I actually have a convertible, and it was a beautiful day, and we got to drive by all the houses, and people were, out celebrating and waving. It was really cool, and to see that all dispersed throughout your community, not just one little pocket or one area. I love downtown's Pride Parade, don't get me wrong, but to see that throughout the community was really cool. So yeah, they got really creative with it, which I thought was awesome.
Great. Well, thank you, Emily, Zach, Dean, Jeremy. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sharing all this knowledge and wealth of information. Jeremy put a lot of contact information in the chat box. So did some of our members from SIU. But hold on, we still have a couple more things. So I'm going to hand it over to David, who's going to discuss a great opportunity that we have at no cost for individuals who are looking to boost their resume. David?
Thank you, Deanna. So I'm David Garvey with SIU, and I wanted to spend a couple minutes talking about the free opportunities that are available through Coursera. So on Illinois WorkNet's homepage, we do have a section, training and services. And if you click this Find Training button right here, that'll take you to this page, which provides some resources on Illinois WorkNet at a glance. And Coursera specifically, Illinois has partnered with Coursera to offer courses that lead to IT, information technology, professional courses and certificates, such as the Google IT Support Professional Certificate. And for, well, just a couple more days now, you can enroll for free for these courses that are available by the end of this month. And once you're enrolled, you'll have until the end of the year, December 31st, to complete these courses as part of the program. And if you enroll on or after November 1st, these opportunities will not be free for you to access. To access these opportunities over the next couple of days, like I said, you'll go to illinoisworknet.com, and on the homepage under this training and services section, you'll click Find Training. And then over here at the top of this training quick start guide, there's the free Coursera courses. And if you click this hyperlink here, that'll take you to this page with more information about Coursera, some of the history and work that they've done. And then there's some instructions here on how you can access these courses. And so what you'll need to do is you'll need to create an Illinois WorkNet account or log into yours if you already have one, which is also free to have, by the way, a WorkNet account. And once you either log in or create your account, Coursera will send you an email within 2 business days. So be sure to register over the next day or so that you can access these online opportunities for free. And again, you should complete them by the end of this year. And I also wanted to add, we have a note here that unemployment insurance will not be affected by taking and completing any of the courses through Coursera. And with that, I will turn it over back to Deanna. Thank you.
Thank you so much, David. I do want to say that there's over 3,800 courses. So if you're looking to boost your resume on something with, you're looking to have Skolnik hire you and you're looking to get into manufacturing, there's manufacturing classes. If you're looking to get to boost your resume to work for Advocate Aurora Health and you need those computer classes, like there's courses there for you. If you're looking to do like, you know, more digital or accounting, you know, to work for Whitfield, sorry. There's courses for you there. So just want to echo that it's totally at no cost to you. This is saving so much money, so please take advantage of it if you can and you're of interest. I just want to spend like a minute or two just to let you know that right now the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity has a grant program called the Business Interruption Grant, BIG, B-I-G. It is a grant program that's open for businesses that have been impacted by COVID-19. So if you made less than $20 million last year, if you've been operating as a business 3 months prior to March 2020, so about January of 2020, you've had losses because of COVID, you're a for-profit or a nonprofit 501c3, 501c6, or 501c19, you could potentially be eligible for this grant program. We're giving money out in waves, so there is no deadline right now to big round 2. It'll just close when funds have been exhausted. You could apply in English or Spanish. Please check it out. It's on our website. If you go to DCEO and you just have to click on the Business Interruption Grant. We're giving out grants anywhere from $5,000 to $150,000. So if your business has been impacted, you know, please apply for this program. If you know what businesses have been impacted, so your favorite restaurant, your favorite beauty salon, barber shop, etc., please share this information with them so they are aware of this program. Thank you all again for being with us this afternoon. Thank you so much to Emily, Zach, Dean, Jeremy, Julio, who jumped in, David, the whole SIU team, for sharing so much information and all these job opportunities. And please stay in touch. Please connect with them. Their information is in the chat box, I believe. If not, we'll try to share their information or the links to their companies. Stay connected, stay informed. Thank you so much for being with us and have a good afternoon. Bye, everyone.